Beneath the surface lies a world humans were never meant to see, silent, endless, and alive. Deep-sea divers have brought back footage that defies logic, moving lights where no life should exist, relics resting in impossible places, and creatures that seem to watch from the dark. Every dive reveals something stranger, something we can't explain. These are the most mysterious discoveries ever captured beneath the ocean's depths. Golden Shipwreck. Recently, near a famous old Spanish galleon, two undiscovered shipwrecks were found. These wrecks were filled with gold valued at $17 billion. The British are grateful for the discovery of the three-masted galley, the San Jose, which sank in 1708 during the War of Spanish Succession. The ship, equipped with 62 guns and 3 masts, was located in 2015. The treasure inside, including gold and other valuable items, is worth billions of dollars. A video received by the Colombian government depicts advanced equipment being lowered to the seabed, revealing a visible cannon. Numerous clay pots and various artifacts can be found scattered across the beach, although marine life is attempting to reclaim the area. One of the ship's bows remains in excellent condition. Images captured by a remote-controlled vehicle show the ship resting on the seabed, yet to be fully covered by sand. Closer examination reveals a wealth of artifacts such as teacups and other objects near the cannons, awaiting further study. Alongside the galleon's cannons, additional artifacts discovered at the San Jose shipwreck include handmade coins called macuquinas, a gold ingot, and the crew's weapons. The Titanic. On the night of April 14, 1912, the RMS Titanic was sailing through the cold waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. At that time, it was the largest moving thing created by humans. The ship had over 2,200 passengers who were unaware of the danger awaiting them. Less than a week before, the luxurious steamship had departed from Southampton, England, heading for New York City. Passengers were excited about the journey because the Titanic's first-class section was very fancy. It offered amenities like a heated pool, squash courts, and gourmet meals. There was even a special daily newspaper on the ship. However, the Titanic was built in an unsafe manner. Some people believed that many of the bolts holding the ship together were weak. The ship's bottom was not designed to handle major floods, and it had only 20 lifeboats, which were not enough for everyone on board. 4 days after setting sail, the Titanic collided with an iceberg. The iceberg created a 300-foot (91 meters) hole in the ship's hull, causing it to flood. People rushed to get into the lifeboats, but there were not enough for everyone. Approximately 700 people survived, but the ship sank in less than 3 hours, taking many more lives. Scientists and historians have studied the Titanic to understand why it sank. They believed that design flaws were the main reasons for the disaster. The shipwreck was finally rediscovered in the 1980s, and research has continued since then. Qiandao Lake in China. A city that was constructed around 1300 years ago now lies submerged underwater at a depth of 26 to 40 meters. In 1959, the city and its surrounding valley were intentionally flooded to create a man-made lake and hydroelectric power plant. Surprisingly, the city remains largely unchanged, with its houses, walls, and woodwork preserved. Currently, a film crew is documenting the old city, and archaeologists are amazed at how well it has remained intact. However, there are no diving opportunities for tourists at present. It is hoped that the area will be open to the public in the future. Meanwhile, the man-made Qiandao Lake, also known as Thousand Island Lake, is a popular destination for both tourists and locals, boasting beautiful hills. The government's decision to flood Lion City led to the displacement of approximately 300,000 people to make way for the hydropower project. Lion City was once considered one of China's most significant ancient cities that still stood, featuring stone buildings dating back to the Ming and Qing dynasties. The inhabitants of that time could never have imagined the fate that awaited their beloved city. The Ghost Fleet of Truk Lagoon. The United States initiated Operation Hailstone, which involved an attack on Truk Lagoon during World War II. The combat in Truk Lagoon lasted for 36 hours. In this conflict, the Japanese Navy ships that were anchored there were either sunk or destroyed. The number of Japanese ships sunk was so high that they earned the nickname the Ghost Fleet due to the fate of their men. Nowadays, visitors can explore the sunken ships of the Ghost Fleet in Truk Lagoon, Micronesia. The Japanese forces were warned in advance about the upcoming US-led attack, likely through leaked information. In response, they withdrew most of their larger battleships from Truk Lagoon, including their massive aircraft carriers. By February 1944, when the Japanese finally completely withdrew, a total of 53 ships had already been lost. These losses included 32 commercial ships, 12 smaller Japanese cruisers and destroyers, and support ships. Truk Lagoon is considered one of the world's top historical dive destinations due to the abundance of Japanese airplanes, battle tanks, and other relics from World War II. Additionally, the wrecks of Japanese Navy ships make it a fascinating yet eerie place to explore. SS Thistlegorm. The SS Thistlegorm, a cargo steamship built in northeast England in 1940, met a tragic fate in 1941 when it was sunk by German bomber planes in the Red Sea. Nowadays, the shipwreck is a popular diving site near Ras Mohammed, known for its breathtaking underwater life. Fascinating creatures such as batfish and turtles have made the wreck their home, and divers can regularly spot barracudas, snappers, and schools of jacks. Many divers consider the SS Thistlegorm wreck to be one of the world's finest diving locations. Situated in the Strait of Gubal north of the Red Sea, the ship sank during a German attack in 1941, resulting in the loss of various artifacts like locomotives, tanks, army trucks, and jeeps. Exploring the entire wreck requires multiple dives, with the deepest part being the propellers, located around 32 meters below the surface, and the shallowest section at approximately 16 meters deep. In September 1941, the SS Thistlegorm was on its way to Egypt, delivering crucial war supplies to the British 8th Army in North Africa. However, due to the control of German and Italian forces in the Mediterranean, the ship had to take a lengthy detour of about 12,000 miles, 19,312 kilometers, circumnavigating South Africa to reach the Suez. Sadly, the spot where it sank in the Red Sea now serves as a resting place for the ship, acting as a maritime tomb. Black smoke stacks. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, near the captivating Galapagos Islands, lies a mysterious structure that holds a legendary status in the world of oceanography. This structure, shaped like a beehive, houses a breathtaking sight known as black smokers, enormous hydrothermal vents that were initially discovered in 1976. When you venture inside, you'll witness a scene straight out of a mythical tale, as dark plumes of smoke rise from these vents and mingle with the surrounding water. These black smokers are no ordinary chimneys. They are extraordinary conduits responsible for maintaining our planet's delicate ecosystem. Deep within the Earth, they extract precious natural resources and transport them to the ocean floor. Imagine scorching hot water, akin to that of a raging inferno, meeting the frigid ocean waters, creating billows of smoke that resemble underwater clouds. The temperature of this scalding water can reach an astounding 752 degrees Fahrenheit, 400 degrees Celsius. Within this otherworldly environment, a remarkable array of marine life thrives, defying the odds. Resilient creatures such as aquatic snails, shrimp, and colossal tube worms have adapted to survive in this harsh habitat. Their secret lies in their symbiotic relationship with bacteria, which rely on the minerals present in the water from the smoke-filled clouds. Now it's time for today's topic. Off the coast of Guadalupe Island, Mexico, marine biologist Eric Lawson descended into the deep blue for what was supposed to be a routine cage dive to study great whites. The visibility was perfect, the sea calm, until the water around him shifted. From the dark void ahead, a massive shape emerged, moving with slow, deliberate power. At first, Eric thought it was just another large shark, until he saw the scars. Deep, fresh gashes ran across its head, and one of its eyes was clouded white. The creature circled the cage once, then stopped, staring directly at him. Its snout brushed the steel bars, teeth glinting just inches from his mask. Eric froze, heart pounding so loud he swore the shark could hear it. For nearly 2 minutes, they locked eyes. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the shark turned and disappeared into the deep, leaving only silence and Eric's shaking hands gripping the cage. When he surfaced, he said, "I've seen sharks my entire life, but that one, it was something else, like it knew I didn't belong there." What do you think? Coincidence or intelligence beyond instinct? Molinaire Underwater Sculpture Park. The British artist Jason de Taylor created the Molinaire Bay Underwater Sculpture Park. It is a collection of modern art displayed underwater off the west coast of Grenada in the West Indies. The park, which opened to the public in May 2006, was the first of its kind in the world. Taylor's sculptures, made from life casts of local people, aim to educate the community about the underwater environment. These concrete sculptures were placed on the ocean floor, mostly facing the ocean currents. The designs varied from individuals to a circle of children holding hands. The sculpture park has been beneficial for the environment as it attracts tourists and reduces pressure on the coral reefs. It is located on the sandy ocean bottom of the isolated bay. The park features over 65 different concrete sculptures covering an area of more than 800 square meters, and weighing approximately 15 tons, 15,000 kilograms. However, in water, the sculptures do not weigh as much as 15 tons, 15,000 kilograms. The Antikythera mechanism. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, an archaeologist was excavating the remains of a ship that had sunk near the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. The shipwreck, dating back 2,000 years, yielded various valuable items such as vases, pots, diamonds, and even a bronze figure of an ancient philosopher. However, among these treasures, an intriguing discovery was made. A peculiar contraption made of brass gears and dials housed in a cabinet the size of a mantel clock. This mechanism, referred to as the Antikythera mechanism by archaeologists, now lies in a dilapidated state, with rusty brass gears stacked neatly within two decaying wooden cases. Close examination reveals the presence of at least 24 precisely aligned gears, displaying a level of craftsmanship akin to that of Swiss watches. Yet the purpose of this device remained a perplexing question. Initially, experts believed the mechanism to be either a clock, a calendar, or a mathematical tool. However, they were uncertain which one it truly was. For decades, scientists debated whether the Antikythera mechanism might have served as a miniature representation of the solar system or even an early form of an astrolabe. The latter technology was not known until the 17th century, so it was puzzling to contemplate how the ancient Greeks could have possessed such knowledge. The true nature of the device remains a genuine enigma. The lost city of Dwarka. The ancient kingdom of Krishna Dwarka was located in what is now Dwarka in northwest India. Legend has it that the deity Krishna established his kingdom in this lost city and ruled over it. Dwarka was not just an ordinary city. It was a thriving port city filled with trade and prosperity. According to Hindu mythology, the city was said to have been built by divine architects and adorned with golden palaces that sparkled under the sun. Ancient scriptures describe how its harbors were lined with hundreds of ships trading goods across Asia and Africa, making it a bustling hub of ancient maritime power. When the sea finally swallowed Dwarka, legends claim it was the god's will, a punishment or a divine transition to preserve Krishna's kingdom beneath the waves. In 1983, marine archaeologists discovered structures 6 to 7 stories deep under the Arabian Sea, revealing stone anchors, pottery fragments, and temple foundations eerily resembling the descriptions from the Mahabharata. Divers even reported seeing submerged steps, columns, and streets that stretched for miles, confirming that the legend may have had a factual basis. The sheer magnitude of what lies underwater hints that Dwarka wasn't just a myth, but an ancient metropolis lost to time. Today, many pilgrims and historians consider it one of the most sacred underwater sites on Earth, a living link between mythology and archaeology. However, over time, the city mysteriously sank under the sea, becoming lost to history. What makes this even more fascinating is that it could potentially be one of the oldest civilizations ever known. Archaeologists have found ancient walls and artifacts that date back an astonishing 32,000 years, suggesting a civilization that predates recorded history. While historical records trace the city back to 574 AD, discoveries from the 20th century imply that it could have existed as early as 1500 BC. The awe-thought of the ancient structures and sculptures that adorned the city during those times is incredible. Thanks to modern technology, we have captivating pictures and videos showcasing the remains of this lost city. Walking through the streets of Dwarka evokes a mix of awe and eeriness. The stone streets and buildings, displayed being worn and submerged underwater, still possess a grandeur that leaves us in awe of the city's former glory. The Lost City of Heracleion. Several ancient inscriptions and books from 25 centuries ago confirm that the city of Heracleion remained hidden for thousands of years under the water. Frank Godiot, a French archaeologist, and his team dedicated years to exploring the depths of Aboukir Bay located off the coast of Egypt. Eventually, they spotted a massive face emerging from the murky shadows, which led to the discovery of Heracleion, an ancient city submerged 6.5 kilometers or 6.5 kilometers off the coast of Alexandria. Within the city, they found various artifacts and ruins, including modest sarcophagi used for animal sacrifices, the remains of a massive temple dedicated to the deity Amun-Gereb, 64 ships, 700 anchors, a treasure trove of gold coins, and 16-foot, 5-meter-tall sculptures. Despite being underwater for 2,300 years, the artifacts and ruins made of granite and diorite have survived remarkably intact. This discovery provides us with a glimpse into the life of one of the world's major port cities, Heracleion. The city, known by its Egyptian and Greek names, served as the entry point for all ships entering Egypt. It was designed like an Egyptian version of Venice, with canals connecting small islands that housed sanctuaries and homes clustered around the central temple. The reasons behind the city's submersion and its history have been largely forgotten, leaving us with a mystery to unravel. Train graveyard. Off the coast of Long Branch, New Jersey, there is a mysterious wreck that even historians and train enthusiasts don't fully understand. At a depth of 90 feet, 27.5 meters in the sea, 2 steam locomotives were discovered. These locomotives had been resting there for almost a century. When divers first stumbled upon this unusual train wreck in the Atlantic, the divers had no idea where it came from or how it ended up at the bottom of the sea. In 1985, Paul Hepler was using a magnetometer to examine the ocean floor when he received 2 significant signals. It became evident that he had found something massive and made of metal. However, it was clear that this was not a typical shipwreck site. Instead, there were 2 locomotives proudly sitting in the muddy depths. Railroad enthusiasts soon began scrutinizing photographs, counting wheels, and studying the remains of the smokestacks. These details held important clues about the history of these trains. Due to their smaller size, the carriages at this underwater railway disaster site were identified as Class 222T locomotives, a rare type primarily used in train yards rather than for transportation. Nevertheless, nobody could determine how they ended up there. It remains a mystery whether they were lost at sea or if a ship carrying the locomotives went missing. Many believe that the engines may have fallen or been swept overboard during a storm while being transported from Boston to New York. The reason why the crew didn't report the disappearance of the 2 steam locomotives upon reaching the port remains unknown. Perhaps it was simply a major oversight and they hoped nobody would notice. Vampire squid. In the midst of an already strange scenario, nature decided to add a touch of excitement by introducing a vampire squid, making things even more bizarre. This peculiar creature, known scientifically as Vampiroteuthis infernalis or the vampire squid from hell, is like a fascinating blend of a squid and an octopus. But don't be deceived by its vampire-like appearance, complete with red eyes and dark webbing resembling a cloak. Despite its eerie look, this creature doesn't actually go around sucking blood. Instead, it has a taste for deceased animals, feasting on the remains of the ocean's fallen. One captivating feature of this mysterious creature is the presence of photophores, which are light-producing organs scattered all over its body. Imagine the vampire squid illuminating like a magnificent Christmas tree, emanating a soft, ethereal glow in the depths of the ocean. It's a sight to behold. Adding to its already intriguing arsenal, the vampire squid possesses a unique defense mechanism. When feeling threatened or under attack, it has the astonishing ability to release a cloud of bioluminescent mucus. Yes, you read that correctly. This creature can expel a luminous, gooey substance, creating a mesmerizing yet somewhat repulsive spectacle. It's a survival tactic that leaves both onlookers fascinated and slightly disgusted at the same time. Atlit Yam. Imagine diving into the depths of the sea and discovering an ancient city hidden beneath the waves. That's exactly what awaits adventurous tourists who explore the world's oldest flooded towns. One such captivating destination is Atlit Yam, located along the shores of Haifa. The ruins of this ancient town, dating back a staggering 9,000 years, have become a magnet for curious travelers. Atlit Yam flourished as a bustling and prosperous community, but as time passed, nature had a different plan. The coastline of Haifa possesses a remarkable sandy seabed, which played a vital role in preserving the submerged structures. It's like stepping into a time capsule, witnessing the remains of an entire civilization frozen in time beneath the waves. Archaeologists have made astonishing discoveries within the submerged city. One notable find was an incredibly well-preserved ancient cemetery. Delicate insects trapped in building materials for thousands of years have provided invaluable insights into the past. It's like peering through a window into the lives and habits of people who lived in this underwater world so long ago. Unraveling the mystery of Atlit Yam submersion remains a captivating puzzle for researchers. Many experts theorize that the gradual melting of glaciers and rising sea levels caused the once thriving settlement to sink beneath the waves. However, another intriguing proposal suggests that a colossal tsunami may have been responsible for the invention. As the submerged site was only discovered in 1984, ongoing research is still in its early stages, and experts eagerly await further significant discoveries. The SS Gairsoppa. The SS Gairsoppa, a British merchant ship, had a terribly unlucky fate in 1941 during World War II. It was traveling from India to Britain with a valuable load of silver, pig iron, and tea when it was attacked by a German U-boat and hit by a torpedo. Sadly, the ship sank deep into the Atlantic Ocean around 300 miles (483 kilometers) off the coast of Ireland. Among the 86 crew members, only one miraculously survived, while the valuable cargo went down with the ship. However, after a wait of 70 years, in 2011, the wreck of the SS Gairsoppa was finally discovered by Odyssey Marine Exploration, a company specialized in exploring deep-sea shipwrecks. What made this discovery remarkable was the incredible depth at which the shipwreck was found, almost 15,000 feet, 4,572 meters below the ocean's surface. It is one of the deepest shipwrecks ever found. This significant discovery paved the way for an extraordinary and historic event, the recovery of the SS Gairsoppa's treasure. Over several years, Odyssey Marine Exploration undertook multiple missions to salvage the sunken ship's valuable cargo. Their tireless efforts paid off tremendously as they successfully retrieved over 110 tons, 110,000 kilograms of silver, worth an astonishing value of over $200 million. Silfra crack. Silfra is a gap located in Thingvellir Valley National Park, Iceland, which separates the North American plate from the Eurasian plate. This rift, along with the earthquakes that occur there, dates back to 1789 when the tectonic plates began to move apart. It offers a unique opportunity for snorkeling and scuba diving near the point where the two continents are drifting apart. Divers often describe the experience as otherworldly, as though they're floating through liquid crystal. The visibility in Silfra can stretch beyond 100 meters, allowing them to see every ridge, crevice, and ripple of the rock formations in astonishing detail. The water is so pure that divers can actually drink it mid-dive, an act few can claim to have done while suspended between two continents. Light filters through the fissure, refracting into brilliant shades of turquoise and sapphire, illuminating the ancient lava walls like stained glass. Many divers report a feeling of total silence beneath the surface, broken only by the faint sound of their own breathing echoing through the chasm. It's not just a dive, it's a journey through geological history, a place where the planet itself is still in motion. Those who venture here say it feels like touching the heartbeat of the Earth itself. Currently, the gap is widening at a rate of approximately 2 centimeters per year. Divers can enter a fissure in the tectonic plates at Silfra, an experience that is exclusive to this location on Earth. The 1789 earthquakes in Thingvellir resulted in the formation of numerous fissures, but the Silfra fissure is distinct. It is connected to an underground spring that is fed by water from the nearby Landjökull glacier. It takes several decades for the water to permeate through porous lava beneath the surface and reach the spring that supplies it. The water in Silfra is exceptionally clear, even at depths exceeding 100 meters, thanks to the constant flow of fresh water. The meltwater from the glacier remains unfrozen, making the water in Silfra incredibly pure. This purity is unparalleled and cannot be found elsewhere.